Shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming in week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of America and this society. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who well, teach well, being good example to us and the brothers. And peace and blessings to those who elect, but willing be a part of that number. We the brothers from the GNS Grand Chicago. All right, we're going to get it started.
It's the book of Revelations 1 and 7. And it says, Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So when Yahweh Shai comes back and cracks them cloud, he's not going to come back with peace, hugs, and lollipops, man. He's going to come back with vengeance. All right? And the Lord has his own hit list that he wants to get. He wants to get the two Romans who pierced him. All right? And if, what is it? I believe it's Isaiah 66, where it says that he's coming with his chariots like a whirlwind of fire. Be with every flesh. Because, hey, you people, you Christians and you Catholics that believe that the day of the Lord is going to come back and it's all going to be all love and peace on earth. Hey, you got it all wrong, because it tells in the book of Amos 5 and 18 that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. All right?
It's Isaiah 66 and 16. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with the Lord, plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. All right? I believe in Jeremiah, it says the slain of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth to another. All right? But you got it right.
And that day is going to be so grievous, man, because everybody's going to catch judgment. All right, it tells you in the book, it tells you in the scriptures that every man's going to receive a reward according to their works, whether it's evil or whether it's good. All right, and it doesn't. The Lord is not a respecter of persons. It tells you that plainly in the scriptures. The Lord doesn't care who you are. If you're a child, an elderly, a woman, all right, the Lord is going to put you to death if you have that judgment set upon you.
I got something.
This is Matthew 10 and 34.
Start up at 32.
This is Matthew 10 and 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven.
So you see, the thing being is this. Y'all talking about love and the Lord and all this other kind of stuff. But this is written in red. He said, those that will confess him before men. So see, we're not going to paint that picture of all love and this, that, and the other. The Lord Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai is now sending his son back for love. Okay? Ain't no Allah Akbar and all this other kind of stuff. It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And when he comes back, he says, you got to confess him before men. But you better make sure that the confession of what you declaring about Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is on point, okay? Because if you confess it, or if you propagating some bullshit, then that's blasphemy, and he said he can forgive anything but that. So go ahead, read some more.
Verse 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
Okay, so you deny the Lord. If you want to walk up here and act and give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. If you want to walk up here and try to tell us what this book is saying or whatnot, or think that it's just the New Testament and the Old Testament, what you think the prophets was using as a reference point? They was quoting the old scriptures. Okay? You got that?
I got it.
Bring it.
This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil.
So don't walk up here trying to tell us about these scriptures, because guess what? No matter where you think you can go in here, like I said, 9 times out of 10, the scriptures that you're trying to use, we can dig into words inside that same scripture and bring out the real true meaning of what it means. And if you think that it's universal and anybody can be saved, You thought wrong. That Catholic doctrine that went down to the Southern Baptists and the Pentecostal and the Methodists and all these other different fucking world religions, guess what? That shit is wrong. Okay? Go ahead, read.
Think not,
Hold on.
verse 34, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So the Lord ain't, so who y'all ignorantly call Jesus, because there was no letter J when he was born, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus, he didn't come here to send peace on earth. When he comes back, he's not bringing peace. He's bringing a sword. So if I come to the fucking table with a fucking iron pipe, what you think you ready to happen? Huh? Like I said, whatever you thought, if you thought there was no bloodshed and no beat down in the midst of it, you thought wrong.
That goes into them denying him too.
That's denying him as well.
Another way I deny him, y'all don't want to accept who he is. He's a so-called black man.
Right.
You know, his reputation, his name speaks volumes about him. He coming to deliver, man. And on the other end of that delivery, he coming to destroy some shit.
Exactly.
See, a lot of people don't want to accept that, man. They want Jesus Christos, man. They want something that's convenient.
Right.
They want Serapis.
They want that love doctrine and whatnot. He's got love. And guess what? I'm going to say this. Everybody's going to wind up into the kingdom of heaven. But everybody ain't going to like their spot.
Right.
Okay? Okay? When you got a kingdom, you've got a ruling class and you got fucking servants and subjects. But guess what? Since he said that the kingdom is prosperous to the Israelites, who you think is going to be the subjects and the servants then?
I got a precept.
Go ahead, Doc.
It's Isaiah chapter 19 and 1, speaking on how the Lord is returning. The brothers was going into. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved in his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Go ahead, do your thing. Oh, you break that down.
They said the burden of Egypt, man.
Hey.
A burden ain't something good. A burden is something you want to get off your shoulders, man.
So the burden of Egypt is the fact that guess what? Who y'all had in derision, who everybody got made merchandise of and got rich with, all you people, all you different nations that profited off of the slavery of America, and you're still profiting to this day because America had how many years of head start with free labor and everything else? You know, you got Johnson and or something. It's a clothing store founded in 1840. It's out there. It's out at the airport. Well, guess what? That's in the midst of slavery. So they still making money off of a clothing line that started back in slavery.
Levi Strauss.
Levi Strauss.
They said the number's close to the number that they tried to put on just Judah's slave labor was 240 trillion. You can't, you know, it's probably 10 times that, but just try to wrap your head around 240 trillion dollars. The American debt, I think the American debt is like 100 and something trillion, right?
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
some number that can't be repaid.
Right. So that's why they go do away with the monetary system as you know it. That's why this so-called American dollar is going up in smoke. It ain't backed by shit. You know what I'm saying? They killed the president because they took all the gold and silver out of Fort Knox. When John F. Kennedy said that he was against secret societies, what the hell y'all thought that was about? Because he understood. John F. Kennedy was a historian. He understood Rome. He understood that when they took the silver out of the Roman denarii back in the day, that the money became worthless. So America did the same thing and propped it up with oil for eons. I remember Henry Kissinger and the OPEC deals and all that stuff that propped up the American dollar for as long as it did. Well, guess what? That shit is gone now. You know? They killed Omar Gaddafi over it. They killed Saddam Hussein over it. I was in the military when this shit happened. Okay? So guess what? Y'all done fucked around and played this fucking game, and now all of it is being exposed. Whatever scripture y'all got, come on with it.
I got one. This is the book of Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra.
Okay, so he said, who is this? Read it again.
It says, who is this that coming from Edom?
So Edom is the Edomite. Esau. Who is that? That's the person that's got this reddish pinkish flesh. Okay? This is the one that you call a redneck. This is the one that peels for being out in the sun too long. Okay? That's who this is. It says, who is this coming from Edom? Who is this coming from this man's kingdom with dyed garments? Why is his garment dyed? Because of the blood. This is spiritual, metaphorical. But like I said, it's going to be all the bloodshed that he done laid on the planet by the time he get over here to America. Go ahead.
It says, with dyed garments from Basra, this that is glorious and his apparel traveling in the greatness of his strength.
So when the Lord said he ain't going to meet you as a man, he's going to meet you as a power this time around. And guess what? The power is being declared. Why do you think you got so many so-called UFO sightings now? Huh? Because that's how he's coming back. He's coming back in those chariots. And those chariots ain't nothing to be played with. You had F-18 pilots crying the blues because they said we can't get a heat-seeking lock missile with them. We definitely can't run as fast as they do. And we can't stop on the dime like they do. Okay? So, that means this. That means since you can't stop on the dime like that, that means whatever is piloting it is above whatever you got as a mortal pilot driving. Because the physics that you want to talk about, the physics that's at play is not the physics that you understand. You want to talk about define the laws of gravity, define the physics. It don't defy the law. It don't defy the physics of the Lord. It defies this Esau, this Edomite's physics.
Right, 'cause he's carnal. Yeah, the Lord the one that made the physics, man. The Lord gave Esau this technology he got, man. Esau's just so damn proud and he's so pumped that he basically think he is the Lord, man. And that's the thing with this devil. He's trying to be omnipotent. And a lot of you all about to find that out, man, because a lot of you, hey, are really just test subjects at this point.
Right.
Yeah. It says, I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Right? So he's coming back to save on one hand, but on the other hand, he's coming back for judgment. He's coming back to destroy.
That's right.
So asking why is that garment red in thy apparel? Because he's about to get down, man.
That's it.
All right?
Blood damn.
Well, when you talk about like a wine vat, think about that. That's like a motherfucker back in Italy stomping out grapes. But it ain't gonna be grapes that the Lord, who y'all even call Jesus, gonna be coming back and doing. He ain't stomping out grapes. He's stomping out people. Okay.
That's the comparison. He said him that tread is,
Tread is the wine vat,
that's it.
the wine press. How did they used to make wine back in the day? Motherfuckers, they put a bunch of grapes in the bottom of a big ass tub, and motherfuckers will stomp them motherfuckers out. The Lord said, I'm coming back to the planet and stomp motherfuckers out.
Hey, that's a hell of a visual right there, man. All right?
Like the movie that Aaron told us to watch, I think it's Monster Man.
Right, yeah, I ain't got the prime, but I know I got to get
Robot
that.
stomped his head.
Right.
I got one. Joel 3, I'm starting 1. It says, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. And that happened, man. Where are we right now? We're in America as captives with POWs. You know, we can't leave this place. You know, hey, believe it or not, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are still slaves.
Hey, you don't think you're a slave? Look at how you have been programmed. Go out to O'Hare Airport. Have enough money to be able to catch an international flight and go somewhere. If you ain't got your motherfucking papers, you ain't going nowhere. So guess what? That's the same way they used to have it back in the day. You get ready to leave the plantation, what would that owner say? He'd give you your papers. Go down there to the store. Go into the city. Take these papers. If somebody want to ask you a question, give them these papers. They'll read it and be able to know that you got permission to go.
Hey, you
see what the new papers are. If you don't got that zombie pass soon,
That's right.
you ain't going nowhere.
Yep. And that will be the beginning of the next civil war in America, man. Because you got people who took it, and you got people who didn't take it. And the people who did take it, well, we feel bad for you, but
No,
it
I
is
don't.
what it is.
No, I don't. You speak for yourself.
You see the smile on my face, Pops.
I don't feel bad.
We don't feel bad for you.
I don't feel nothing. I want to see him turn the G on. So let me see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see what it's gonna do to the bloodstream when they turn the G on.
I know a lady. I met this woman who took it. She said the first day she got her period, and I'm like, well, I won't be having sex with you because you're dying. What do you take that makes you have an irregular period the same day you take it? Hey, I seen the video of a because they rewired these transgender men. A transgender man took it and got his period because he's bleeding on the inside.
Oh!
So
Hey, bring out the scriptures, bro.
I got it.
finish it, Joel. It says, I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shabbat and Yahweh's judgment. World War III. And World War III is about to happen. This dollar is about to hyperinflate. It's going to collapse. These stores that you go to get your food, there won't be any food in there very soon. And I hope you look at the shelves now because it's not food on them now. It says, and will please.
Hey, people walking their food, they don't know it yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. It says and will plead, and it says and will plead them. It's like, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they scattered among all nations and parted my land. And what happened to the land of Israel? It's parted up between a bunch of heathens. And where are the Israelites at now? They're in America in captivity.
All wars are.
It says, if ye had cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Hey, 35, 45, 55 sold.
Right.
Hey, where do you think the modern day stock market came? It came from you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being sold on the auction block. So guess what? You have to get a recompense for that.
I got two more real quick.
Go ahead.
There's Isaiah 63:3. It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I tread them in my anger and trampled them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant. Because the Lord has been holding his peace for so long, as it says here in the book of Psalms 7 and 11. It says, God judges the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. So when the Most High finally lets loose, he's gonna go all out, man.
You gotta remember, this is a debt that hasn't been paid really since the beginning. Cain hasn't really been rewarded. Esau hasn't been rewarded since the beginning.
The scriptures say that his sins reach unto heaven. So his tab is huge, man.
Yeah.
He don't got enough to repay it. So guess what? You gotta pay by what? Blood.
Yep.
It's over.
You got more?
That was it.
Finish this one. It says back in Joel 3 and 4, it says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, that's these Hamites, and all the coast of Palestine, that's these Ishmaelites? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I turn a recompense upon your head? So Esau's at the top of that, but the next biggest slave trade was the Arab slave trade. You know, don't forget about you Ishmaelites, how you had us over in that land, beating the shit out of us for years. You know, hell, they just ended slavery in Saudi Arabia less than 20 years ago. So, and he said, what, if you give a recompense, I'm going to turn it upon your own head. There's no amount of gold that you can give to repay the Lord for this, what you did for his people. There's no amount of money that you can create. Hell, you can't even give yourselves in the first round, and that won't be enough. That's why you're going to go through that 1,000-year captivity. You thought us being in slavery over here for this long was something. Wait till you guys are in slavery in the kingdom for 1,000 years. And we got the spiritual powers.
I got a precept for you. This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye.
Everybody had Israel in the captivity, man. Hell, Israel doesn't even know the Israel. People walk by, they look at the sign like, oh, that's the Israelites? That wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, has to come to pass, man. People are about to wake up and say, man, these are the guys. The Lord is their power. This is only just that these things are about to happen.
He said, for behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me.
Oh, wait till the Lord pulls that hedge off you Edomites, man. Wait till these race riots and things get real in America, man. It's about to get very real in the streets of America, man. You're going to know that the Lord is real. When there's no food on those shelves, when this sedition starts, when this World War, when the purge starts, he's going to call it the purge. When everything starts, you're going to know the Lord's real. Hell, you're going to be calling on his name, and he's not going to be answering you.
There's a book of Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah, so that's what's coming, man. Really, the ICBM missiles. We waiting for the Lord. The Lord is going to come in the east, or what you would call a modern-day UFO. That's how the Lord is going to come back, man. Lasers are going to be getting shot out those things. Because, see, we can't physically do anything. Esau has too much power. But the Lord has more power than Esau.
That's right.
So, hey, just you wait. Things are about to change. It's going to be like that movie Trading Places, but on a bigger scale.
My mother, I was about to work out yesterday. I was going to work out yesterday, taking my pre-workout. My mother and my younger sister was talking about slavery. You know, and then my younger sister was basically like how Esau enslaved us, the natives. All right, she didn't mention Northern Kingdom, but basically she's talking about Northern Kingdom as well. You know, and then my mother said something spiritual, and she didn't even realize. You know, she said one day we're gonna have them in slavery, and then we're gonna do everything they did to us, and they're gonna be in a hot ass sun in the field, man. You know, and then I'm in my room listening to this shit like, damn.
Man.
You know.
For once in her life, she said something that was on point.
This is the book of Ezekiel 25 and 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman and they of Dedan.
Hold on, bro. You got to understand who Edom is, man. You Idumeans, man. You modern-day Greco-Romans. Now you call yourselves Caucasians. And the thing is, when you look up these words and you go into them, you start with the word Edom. It means red, Idam. The scripture said he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Even to this day, you are called the rednecks. You are the red man that the Bible speaks of.
You got red as pink as flesh.
So that's you. You are the person that did these things. You can't run from that. Keep going up.
It says, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it.
See, if you look, Edomites are being made a desolation right now, man. A lot of them are on this dope, this fentanyl. A lot of you guys are now fanooks or fun boys. You're not being born the way you're not procreating. So the Lord's putting all these curses on you. And not to mention the shit that you just took. The shit that you all wanted to take.
Hold on. You just said putting all these curses on you. That gives me one. Let me run to it and get it real quick. Yeah, of course. Keep reading.
It says, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh.
The Lord gonna let you know, hey, who his people are, man. Hey, Jake, Jamal, Raul, Sanchez, fucking Sitting Bull. You know, the people that you be scoffing at, you're gonna know the Lord is going to take the hedge off of you people, man. It ain't gonna be I could dial 911. How you gonna dial 911 in the siege? I'm gonna dial 911 in the purge. I just heard my neighbor getting gang raped by 15 people. Let me dial 911. It ain't gonna happen like that. Hey, you're gonna run out of bullets. The gun is gonna jam. The Lord is going to, will not put you in a pitiful case. He's going to cause calamities. You're going to know the Lord's real. Certain things are going to happen, and calamities are going to happen to you people, man. It says in Amos, man, I fled from the lion, then I fled from the bear, and the scorpion got me. Hey, that's what's coming for you people, and it's righteous. And if you can't accept that, you don't believe in the Bible.
That's a real life horror movie, man.
That's
I
right.
watch some horror movies. Whether it's what was it, Friday the 13th or
Jason,
Halloween.
all them, yeah. You just keep running.
Every turn, it's simply terror, man.
Jason was at every turn. That motherfucker walking slow as hell.
Exactly, but everywhere you go, he there.
Turn around one time, he there.
That's right.
Because you got to get that judgment, man. You can't fucking have people oppressed for, really, even in America. Just look at how long Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans been oppressed in America and the way you treated them. You think the Lord ain't going to recompense you for that? You out of your mind, man. Hell, you look at an Edomite the wrong way, they want to put you in a fucking jail cell, man. So how much more for the real shit that you actually did to these people?
That's it.
That's right.
And the Lord deal with nations, man.
That's right.
He ain't talking about one Edomite. He's talking about the whole nation is getting payback, getting judgment. And ultimately, according to Obadiah, you're going to be fucking done away with.
Because after 1,000 years of hardcore, then it's going to be hardcore. the Lord see, nobody wants to remember the Lord that this LGBT alphabet, whatever, is using his symbol as the thing saying that he wouldn't flood the earth again. But nobody's dealing with the fact that except for 8 souls, he flooded the earth and killed off every soul that was breathing on the planet.
That's a real life event that happened. You can go out there and see, you can see Noah's Ark on the top of that mountain, Mount Ararat. That's real.
And you can go on sides of certain parts of mountains and whatnot, and you can see these water levels.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a worldwide event that occurred that nobody can deny, nobody can get around, but they want to say that they believe in science. Well, science tells you with sedimentary fucking proof that this happened.
You know, Esau, he'll do anything in his power to try to discredit the Bible.
That's right.
But the Bible predicts his outcome. It's not a good outcome.
Well, see, like you say, he wants to, but these elite banking families don't went and
They know. They went and dug it up.
they went and dug all this shit up. Exactly. Hey, when you used to see these damn after school projects on public television, and they say this was funded by, and they read off a couple of different you know what I'm saying? They read it off. They told you. Why? Because some spiritual guy said something to one of these bankers, and the banker decided that he was going to go and have it dug up in his check.
And speaking of that, I saw something. There was a guy talking about the place of Sodom and Gomorrah and how it was destroyed.
Right.
And how they would test the soil and the
Right.
dirt over there, and it was like from a nuclear fallout.
Yep.
It was like, what the hell?
It could have happened way back then.
That's still
When they burn it, it's certain rocks they burn it, and
It burns purple.
yeah, and they can't reproduce that.
Right. It burns purple. Go ahead.
They said the rocks, the burning on it is like out of world.
Yeah. It burns purple. First of all, the hottest flame that they ever seen is that of blue. Okay, blue flame is what you use when you use a blowtorch. Okay, you light it, it's orange, and as you thin out the oxygen and put that nitrous in it, it turns blue, and it gets so hot that it'll melt. It'll melt metal. You can literally put on one of them big ass motherfucking welding shields, and you can see the metal melt underneath it. And if you're a welder, you make it into a puddle, and then you do crescent moons in it and whatnot. And as it cools, that's your weld. So when you come back, because I used to have to check a weld, so I come and check a weld, and I'm looking at this thing, and I'm trying to see if these crescents are in it. That way I know that the metal melted, and it melted and made it with the other metal that it was being melted to. Okay? That's a blue flame. They're talking about purple like her show. It burns that color. That's how the Lord does. He show you a color.
Don't worry, y'all gonna see that purple
and
flame.
it'll show you how much he disrespects and just has no fear, which he set up to be the wicked.
Right.
But if you go over there and see all this, and it tells you in the scriptures that
It was a
Sodom
dream.
and Gomorrah serves as
example
That's right.
of not to be that way, but you promote that in your society,
That should be
Crazy.
that tells you that the book that you said you set the society up on, you didn't read it. And if you read it, you didn't get the understanding. You didn't get the full understanding. Okay? You didn't get the full understanding because you would understand. You read that book and you would understand. Abraham and Lot went into the greenest of pasture. And Lot had the chance to pick the greenest of the two that they saw. And now you can't grow shit over there to this day. Kind of like this place, you can't grow shit over here.
so how much more the destruction
That's
is
right.
going to happen to this place? What you read about?
Because what was it, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they had survivors. But hey, over there in Sodom and Gomorrah, they had no survivors.
That's
man.
right. That's right. Go ahead, read whatever you got.
I got Deuteronomy 37.
30 and 7.
There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
So guess what? You so-called Edomites, you Ishmael, you know, Elam, you know, that'd be you guys that own the Dunkin' Donuts and the gas stations and shit. Okay? All y'all got rich together. You Moabites, you Ammonites, that'd be Japanese, that'd be Chinese and Japanese if you don't know what that is. Okay? All you people got rich off of the slavery of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All y'all made money with it. Y'all didn't get the lion's share, but y'all all made money off of it. So he said, what? He gonna do what?
It says,
You gonna bring the curses to you. So all the curses that was on us is now falling on you. We done dealt with it. Y'all don't like it. We didn't like it either. But guess what? We standing in the midst of it and watching how y'all deal with it as the water start rising around y'all ankles and knees and shit.
Suicide rate through the roof, man.
Yeah, well, I put something in the thing where a motherfucker jumped out of a fucking 9th-floor window or some shit, hit a fucking BMW, and lived. He lived. So, remember we said this shit a couple weeks ago where we talking about motherfuckers go beside jumping out of buildings and shit and be living. Motherfucker jumped out of us now, preserved him. He jumped out, hit a motherfucking car, landed on the top of a car, and still
Broke his shit up.
and lived.
Then just imagine there's mass murder going on all around.
That's it. But there's gonna be all kinds of that. Motherfuckers gonna be jumping out trying to go head first into the concrete, and the Lord gonna have an angel blow the wind just at the last minute and make the motherfucker land on his shoulder some shit and fuck him up, but he ain't gonna die.
I remember I was watching a video where it showed animals saving people from like near death. There was this one man that jumped off from a high-ass bridge, landed on the water, but a dolphin came out of nowhere, just swept him to the
Sure.
the
So he
shore.
didn't drown in the process.
No, man, I was thinking like, all these people are thinking this as a miracle, but I'm thinking about like, hey, the Lord has something out for you, man.
That's it. He kept your ass around. Hey, he kept you around. Next time around, instead of it being a dolphin, it's gonna be a shark. And the shark ain't gonna kill you, he's just gonna take a couple bites. Oh, you can live now. A little nip.
Gonna take you over to the little seashore, set you up with a little rock.
That's it. Don't die. I need you to heal so I can come back and get another bite. Go ahead, Art.
This
Read.
is the book of Proverbs 1:25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and will none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
And Esau was created to be the wicked. But even when Esau was Cain, the Lord said something to him. He said, look, because he came with that bullshit offering. Because Cain knew the truth too.
Yep.
He said, hey, if thou doest well, thou be accepted. If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. So these people chose, this is how they live. This is how they chose to live. So this is why they on the side of that coin that they on, man. You Edomites, look, we don't feel bad for you. It is what it is, man. It's what do they say? It's business. It ain't personal.
It's business. Exactly. It ain't personal now. It was personal then. It ain't personal now. Now I understand it. Okay, I done rolled mine out. I'm down to the end of it. Down to the end of the wire. Okay? But at the end of the wire, the Edomite get his head blown off. Go ahead, read.
It says, verse 27, it says, when your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Now, we usually bring this out for the 2/3 of Jake, but it applies to you Edomites too, man.
That's right.
It really applies to all the wicked.
That's right. Because the 2/3 are following this Edomite. So all this judgment that is set for the man of perdition, you 2/3 is joined to him. You get the same thing. You know, that was a decree years ago where the apostles told us not to be hanging out in clubs and shit like that. Because of just that. But come up in there on judgment and hear your ass sitting in the middle of some place getting a judgment because of, you know, this, that, and the other. You know what goes on. The clubs in there, you got adultery, you got motherfuckers drinking, motherfucking women are flirting, getting hit on. Motherfuckers come up in there with one of them damn things and get to making that lead light up. And once he leaves the end of the barrel, he don't care who he hit. Right. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
It says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
So the Lord said he ain't gonna hear you in that day. Oh, you know how you motherfuckers do when y'all get locked up? Lord, man, if you just give me through this shit, I won't do this shit no more. Hey, I promise. Hey, can y'all get the chapel? I want to ask him for a Bible. Leave the Bible in the jail.
It says, then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So now you gonna be looking for the Lord and saying, okay, he bailed me out all these different times. I want him to deal with me now. And he gonna be like, fuck you, the horse you rode in on, the corral that you let the motherfucker sleep, and the hay that you feed that horse.
I can't wait to see half you Edomites come born again Christians in that day. He's God, I know I wasn't right.
They doing it now.
Yeah,
These right-wing so-called patriots talking about praying to Jesus Christ. And
Right.
he got to save America. You people are fucking wrong.
That's it.
He gonna save it, all right.
Save
With
it for
that-
destruction.
Yeah, but he gonna save it with that ICBM.
That's it. Hey, he gonna save it, turn it into a desert. He gonna re-enter. He go. Hey, y'all ain't nobody got the. Hey, it's funny. All the men of the Lord, especially the ones here in GMS, understand the reconstruction of America. It's going. The rehab plan that's drawn up on the table per se. The plans is America's supposed to be in a desert.
We call it a mercy kill.
Yeah.
It's like get your dick blown off. Hey, you really ain't no good. You want me to just take you out? You might as well take. That's how they. That's what coming to this place. It's a big mercy kill, man.
Hey, you know, it's funny. When I had my motorcycle accident, and some things they thought some things that happened and whatnot. One of my closest friends at that time, when the doctor had said that, he stepped away from his wife. He said, "Doc, what?" He was like, "You said something this, that, and other." He was like, he was like, "No, that's still okay." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Why you asking that?" He said, "Well, I know him. I know him since he's great. If that shit don't work, you put him down. He don't even want to be here."
Yeah.
So, what am I saying? It's a mercy kill. It's a mercy kill.
It's a scripture that say, it's in the Apocrypha, it talks about the flood. It says, and for their sakes came the flood. The Lord said that flood was a good thing. That flood helped. Because it washed away all that wickedness and put the motherfuckers out of their misery, man. See, a lot of you people need to get put out of your misery. You can't be repaired.
These people complain about it. Their depression, anxiety, and that's why they get lost in drugs and fucking alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I said. They taking so many drugs. Hey, you got motherfucking Edomites taking drugs for anxiety, but the anxiety drug has got them drowsy and shit. So then they got an upper in the midst of that, another pill, the upper. You know, so they taking an Oxycontin or whatever to drug them out and to make them doozy and nod like motherfucking heroin. But then they give them something to perk them up.
I watched this documentary about half these motherfuckers in the 80s, like big celebrities. All these motherfuckers, they wasn't even doing cocaine, they was doing dope.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you motherfuckers on the top of the world and you have the need to go out here and do some heroin? Well, I'm just depressed. I got everything, but I'm gay. I'm depressed.
I'm gay because the motherfucker hit me, and when he hit me, I enjoyed it. I don't understand it. So
Hey, they're Holly. That's why they call it Hollywood.
that's it,
man.
exactly.
The stuff you got to do to really be rich
famous. There's a lot of motherfuckers with talent that never make it.
Right, exactly.
They didn't bend over and do the right things to make it.
Or they heard about it, like I said, that's where you get the one-hit wonders from.
Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, they say, okay, well, you made this kind of money on that, and we can guarantee you this, and this, that, and the other, and show you a wag the dog scenario. I'm going to make this newscast to say everything that I want to say and whatnot, this, that, and other. Then this is what it takes to be famous. And the motherfucker was like, yeah, so what else I got to do? Oh, no, I ain't with that shit, fuck that. So I take my millions that I made, that $1 million that I made, and I'm gonna go about my business and shit.
And if they let you keep that.
Yeah. Well, like Wesley Snipes, they took him down for fucking tax evasion, and then even made him make a joke of it, and motherfucking suspended him for 3.
That's the life you people choose, man. See, because you desire the net of the wicked, man. They say you desire evil men to rule over you. You desire oppression, man. You all like wearing 2 masks. You like sticking your arm out, you know? But don't complain when the Lord actually shows you what this leads to, man. The wages of sin are death. And that's what you people chose.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 1 verse 5. It says, "This then is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you, that the Most High is light, and in him is no darkness at all."
Damn.
So that's why Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai is going to put a stop to all this wickedness, man. Because that's not of Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai. The Lord gave you onto your own vile affections.
That's right.
So the Lord gave you a short time and period, and He showed you, if you want to go about this is what it's going to lead to. But at the end, I'm still going to fuck you up, you know?
There's Revelations 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and the murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and adulterers, the water, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
The second death. So like I said, you know, see, we experienced the first death, but we out here now, standing on our feet, doing this, trying to avoid that second death, which is that flame. We trying to avoid that, okay? And we ain't going to avoid it because of us. We're going to avoid it because Yahweh Shai deemed it, or whatever the case might be. But we was given some instructions, and you better believe those people that those instructions was given to go be out here to the best of their ability trying to fulfill those things. Okay? Go ahead.
There's the judgment, because like the apostle was mentioning, the Lord flooded the earth with that first judgment because of all the wickedness that was going on throughout the earth. Now this is gonna be that other judgment, but He said He's gonna do it by fire.
Second death.
This Second Peter 3, and I'm gonna start at 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens
hold on. Read that part again.
This is 2 Peter 3 and 6, whereby the world
Give me our change now.
that then was being overflowed with water perished.
Okay, so guess what? The Lord got so upset with the wickedness and repented of the fact that He had made people that He decided that He was so pissed off at their mind being only evil continually that He flooded it. And except for Noah, and guess what? That whole family, all them 8 souls came up under the hedge of Noah.
Right? But look how they framed it. Read that one more time.
This 2 Peter 3 and 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished.
Right. He physically just destroyed everything in the world. He flooded it all, but it became basically, how do you put it? He basically made it something different, something new. Right? I'm gonna go in this direction. That's what's going to happen again with the second death.
Right.
I'm going to take all these people that I'm supposed to take out, and I'm going to set the Israelites back up, right? My son back up, and we're going to go in this direction.
Right. You go into the way of righteousness. He went into the way of wickedness because of the fact that when we put on immortality, as the Israelites, when you put on immortality this time, there's no sin because it's written in you, so there's no death in the process. Go ahead.
Verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment.
Okay, so see, the Lord flooded the earth the first time. Y'all think he changed? Read that scripture.
There's the book of Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Because guess what? This Edomite being in charge, he would destroy the entire planet and everybody that's in it. If he can't be in charge, nobody can be in charge as far as he's concerned. So he'll destroy it. Or,
And that's what I tells you. If the Lord didn't come back, hey, there will be no flesh saved.
That's
He
it.
would just make everybody be fucking extinct.
or send everybody into the matrix. That's where he's trying to go. He want to put on immortality, so he's trying to send everybody into the matrix.
And that's bullshit, that transhumanism.
Right.
You're not taking your spirit out and putting it into a fucking computer or robot somewhere where you're going to live forever. It don't work that way. You don't control spirits.
Thank you.
It's energy.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, but shit like that will be happening to you in the kingdom, though. You gotta get that double, man. Like shit.
Hey, Paul said he don't know if he was in the body or out of the body. So y'all got to have some out-of-body experiences too now. Okay? The only way you're going to know you're out of the body is when the spirit separates for that hot minute. When you look down and you like, oh, shit. Then you're going to be thinking, but I'm at peace. Good. Then we're going to be like, no, motherfucker, back in there.
It was one of them Riddick movies. I forget which one it was. And it was called The Necromancers. And basically, they can fucking pull your soul out your body and put that motherfucker back in. Hey, we gonna be doing that. We gonna hit you so hard. Your fucking soul is gonna leave your body. Then we gonna come back and punch your soul back into your body.
Hey, didn't they do that in the Matrix where motherfucker hit him and the soul jumped out of him and then he came back? Oh, no, it was Doctor Strange.
Yep, I remember
It was
that,
Doctor
yeah.
Strange where she hit the Hulk and his body and the spirit jumped out of his body and shit. It was like, oh shit.
Yep.
And then it came back in.
I wonder what
He
that
be
felt
telling
like.
himself.
Exactly.
He
Exactly.
be telling himself. All right? The elites and these motherfuckers at the top, they know that all this exists. He try to act like there's no God. It's only what they think of as a science. But they know the spiritual world exists.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, but they got to know that it exists because they know that they tapped the left hand side.
Right.
So if there was no left, how you gonna be able to do all these things you did if you didn't have the left hand side? So if the left hand side was there, then that means it got to be a spirit world that was in the midst of it. Go ahead, Al.
That's where they get that little, you know, that little green alien with the big head. That's a demon. That's where they get that shit from.
That's why they so obsessed with Egypt. Like Esau is obsessed with fucking Egypt, man. Because they know the things they'll
Yeah,
go
they
back.
had the left hand side magic in full effect there. You know, hey, Moses was doing certain things, and the soothsayers and musicians of Egypt was doing the same thing. When they got to the lights and shit, that's when they couldn't replicate what was being done. Them first couple of things and whatnot, they was matching them lick for lick. They was like Pharaoh, like, man, hold on, my dudes can do that shit. You ain't that shit.
Because even half that Masonic shit, like 95% of it is all Egyptian shit. The
Right.
apron, all the little pyramid, all that bullshit.
Right. That's why.
Even though they got the obelisk.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the obelisk, they got the pentagram and whatnot. And if you look at it from above and whatnot, you can see the pentagram and the motherfucking architecture, the way they got it all set up. The whole deal.
If I'm not mistaken, that little fucking G stands for God, and then the big secret is who the Israelites are.
Right.
That's the when you get into this shit, they say, of course you niggas are never gonna really be you niggas will never really be it. The
Yeah,
dude who created it.
you boule motherfuckers ain't never gonna get invited to a Bohemian Grove and all that other shit. Go ahead.
The dude who created it said, I forgot his name, but he said he'll denounce it if a nigga was to ever really become a true Freemason. Albert Pike.
Right.
He said I'll denounce this shit if a nigga ever really
Yeah,
joins
put in.
this shit.
Right.
So you niggas are lost, man. The secret is that you motherfuckers are the Israelites and these guys are your oppressors.
But they got your ass sleep. So what it said, the biggest thing you can do to a slave is to make him think you free.
You do that by
people that so-called hidden knowledge.
Right.
But if you get into the scriptures,
It's all exposed.
how about
Yeah,
Shina Shai gets you?
The thing with the boule is a lion's paw over an urn, and inside the urn are supposedly names, and then they basically got the boule protecting the word boule actually means advisor to the king. You niggas was snitch like the same niggas that were in slavery days. These house niggas snitches. You just snitches.
That's it. And they used to even had it.
Fucking
The-
snitch.
Look, the reason that, and I read this somewhere, the reason that there was no real revolt that was ever successful is because they paid the snitch and whatnot. So there was a financial gain for somebody that was snitched that would actually squash a revolution in the process of the Israelites rising up.
Hey, what's the nigga from Django that played Steve?
yeah,
Even
yeah.
though it's more of a jokey type of comedy type
Right,
shit.
it was real. It was based in
Right,
reality.
it's based
Martin
on
Luther
reality.
King.
You had Samuel Jackson,
Right.
the right hand man.
Turner.
Saw everything, ran everything, pulled the motherfucking advice, and they doing this, and the other. That shit really went on.
That's it. Exactly.
They still going.
Exactly. Hey, Samuel Jackson was the motherfucker that figured out what was going on and pulled the Edomite card. The Edomite was getting ready to go on and sell the bitch for $350. And they was gonna be out of there. Damn, fuck that $9,000 slave.
Nigga sitting there smoking a pipe and pulling the wool over your eye.
Exactly. Cool. He ain't letting the bitch get away. No. He ain't gonna let it get away. He done peeped the whole motherfucking game, and he the one that's stealing. He the fucking snitch. He the one that turned on his own people. He didn't think about that bitch and say, oh, I'm gonna let her out of there. Shit, he wanted to keep her around and let her fuck all them different mandingos that was on the thing, which was that man James' wife in the movie.
And he wanted to keep his so-called power
Powers,
structure,
exactly.
right? You had accounts of that in the New Testament. Well, what's the Pharisees and scribes?
Yep,
That's like if this man,
they wanted to keep their
start to
power.
believe on this man, they not gonna listen to us no more.
That's right. That's it. That's what that was all about. That was what they was all about. Because they was the ones that was walking around and bye this, that, and other, and all the Israelites were honoring them. So they was the Jesse Jackson and the motherfucking TD fakes and fucking Samuel Osteens and whatever, Joel Osteen. I think it's
Joel
Osteen and Joel Osteen and the other motherfuckers and whatnot. See, no, that's these two. So that was them dudes back in. So they wanted to keep that. They like it.
Status and rank.
Yeah.
People come to me for everything.
Yeah, I'm the one with the prophylactics all motherfucking big and shit and this, that, and the other. Everybody know me because my blue is bigger than everybody else's on my garment and shit.
And the biggest guys, of course, you got these P. Diddy ass niggas, but the worst ones are the ones who know the truth. Because you got these guys were the same guys. As long as they Caesar let them keep their position, they would go back and tell Caesar everything. These people were like fucking sorcerers, so to speak. They had mind control over the people. They were taking their money. But
Of course, look at what they were saying. What they tell him? He said, what did they tell him? They said that, no, if you don't do this, you ain't no friend of Caesar or whatever it might be. They basically the region of the area. They threatened him by saying, if you don't do this, we gonna let it be known and whatnot. You about to destroy this motherfucker for us. If you don't, then we gonna let it go up there. And, yeah, you like, damn man, you motherfucker. That's why old boy washed his hands. He said, I don't want no parts of this. You motherfuckers get ready to kill an innocent man. I don't want
He
no
knew it. You
don't want no parts of this. I got like fucked up. Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait, as he that set a snare, they set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxing rich.
Yeah, so you say deceit, right? So what were they doing? They was always trying to catch your house shot up with some questions here or there and whatnot. And he was always starting them with understanding and knowledge and wisdom and whatnot. They wanted to catch him up about the money.
You like taxes too.
Yeah, right, all that shit. Trying to catch him up with the tax doctrine. Trying to catch him up with if a woman that went through 7 motherfucking brothers who she belonged to, and the resurrection and this, that, and the other, be like, oh no, man, ain't nobody doing no fucking in the kitchen. Up in heaven, what the fuck is y'all on, man? For real? Where y'all get that shit from? Ain't y'all supposed to be the lawyer? He was ridiculed. Ain't y'all supposed to be the lawyers? Y'all supposed to be the ones that know this shit. How y'all don't know this? How y'all don't know what's going on? If you knew the Old Testament way you claim it, you would know who I am.
That's how you know EMS is the spirit. Yahweh Shai went in and cursed them all out. And what do we do? We don't know these other camps. What's going on?
Hey,
Messing up the doctrine.
if your doctrine's on, now watch the apostles. If your doctrine's on, they dealing with you. But once your doctrine go off, they gonna point to you where that doctrine went off at. Correct. That's all it was. And we did that. When our guys fell away, it was all out of love. Y'all want to go into y'all own thing? Teach the right doctrine. We don't care. And then after a while, they just changed up everything. Hey, they put evil for good and good for evil. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, two more. They are waxing fat. They shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless. Yet they.
Apostle Tahar said he's going to jump over Esau to get the drink.
Exactly. I remember him saying
I remember him saying that in one of his videos.
I remember
jump
that.
over Edomites to get to you wicked ass people.
Exactly, because, hey,
Especially you that know this word and got this truth.
Right, I remember
Because you're
that.
going to be beaten with many stripes, as the scripture says.
Yeah, he did say that. I remember that because it's like, it was like, hey, you only get a chance to get put to death once. So I'm jumping over. Esau, I got 1,000 years to get to him. With you only gonna get a chance to die once. So I'm jumping over his ass to kill you. You wicked motherfucker, you.
The cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge. Shall I not visit for these things?
But
Said
you
Yahweh.
niggas are a bunch of sellouts, man. Really, when it come down to you niggas are the same niggas who killed the Lord.
Right?
You whatever little temporary gain you can get. Here it is. You got the whole kingdom to come, but I want to get a bit. I want to get some fucking bullshit, man.
30 pieces of silver.
That's it. And everybody knows that Judas hung himself. So what does it mean when he talking about he went up there and he poured out his bowels? He went up there and he told everybody, I did this, I was fucked up, this, that, no, blah, blah, blah. But then he went and hung himself, poured out his stuff. It's like he confessed everything. I fucked up. I put innocent blood on the thing. Judas trying to make the fucking kingdom show up. Trying to make the kingdom. Trying to make the kingdom.
A lot of these people that after Yahweh Shai died, right? They was spooked, man, because then people come out the graves.
Yeah.
The earth shook. It was all these things happening. And they was like, that was him. That was really him.
Yeah, that was
It
him.
was after the fact.
Yeah, the curtain was rent. Fucking prophets that had been dead came back and shit.
Y'all made y'all famous saying, let that blood be upon us and our children.
And that's the Basra. Put with the blood dyed, the garment dyed with blood.
And then the Lord even said, when I come back, I'm gonna look for the 2 Romans who pierced me. So it's all a big recompense coming, man.
Started off that scripture.
Vengeance, man. So I don't know where y'all get this love from. Y'all get this love from this Roman Catholic shit, and that's awkward and off like a motherfucker because look at all the Catholic priests that's been child molested.
I mean, how many of them do you need?
That's
Like,
it, exactly.
how many times do you? Shit, ain't that like in California? Don't they got a 3-strike rule?
Don't exactly. Hey, this should be 1,000. This should be 10,003.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers, y'all done wore this out. Go ahead,
Shall not my soul be avenged of such a nation as this?
Ooh. So this nation has got to be destroyed. And since America is the #1 nation for the past 600 years, this is the motherfucker that's got to be destroyed.
And even at that point, he was dealing with the Israelites.
Yep.
Hard-headed ass niggas. And you niggas gotta go. That's why it's only gonna be a remnant saved, man. A small sanctuary.
That's right.
Out of all the Israelites, man.
Look, if you had prophets, really, I mean, we are the prophets on the scene. Let me lack a better word. If you had the prophets of old on the scene working miracles, niggas would probably kill them.
Oh, they did.
Niggas would probably fucking kill them, the Lord was on the scene, y'all probably kill him again.
Hey, they look. Oh, now, didn't Paul, I was gonna say, didn't Paul get bit by a snake? They called him a god. They thought he was a god after he got bitten, didn't die.
Fought wild beasts.
Yeah, no, huh?
No, keep going.
Yeah, he got bit by a snake and he shook it out and threw it in the motherfucking fire. They thought he was going to get sick and die and all this other kind of stuff. It didn't happen. You know, they started calling one Apollos and one Zeus and all this other kind of shit. All kinds of stuff was going on. Why? Because they were doing all these damn miracles.
He doing Beelzebub. The whole
Yeah,
time
they
he got
call your Howard Shah a demon casting out demons. What the hell? Go ahead, Al.
I got one because you mentioned because these scriptures and the prophets of these scriptures are not no soft men. I actually did that a sit down a while ago. And I was going into it because the prophets in these scriptures are not no soft men. Like, just right here, the book of Matthew 21 and 12, it says, "And Yahweh went into the temple of the Most High and cast out all of them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables and the money chargers and the seats of them that sold doves."
Stop right there. Stop right there. Like Apostle Gabar said, think in pictures. Read these scriptures and think in pictures. Picture that. These are the men that the people respect. These are the men that people bring offerings and this, that, and the other, and pay money to get doves and things for sacrifices and all this other kind of stuff. And they sitting there with the motherfucking thing and counting up gold rings and shit. And this, that, and
It's a marketplace.
It's a marketplace, and they got big money on the table. Cause Israelites try to pay to get out that jam. So they got big money. Think about this. Now, we talked about New Jack City, and literally it came on when I went home that day. I was like, hell no. Think about the Carter with all that money. And now here comes somebody coming up in the motherfucking flipping shit. Y'all on some bullshit. Man, what?
It says verse 13, "And he said unto them, It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves."
A den of thieves, man. Think about this. Yahweh Shah went in there with all these men that had authority and started, hold on, you got money. He done flipped the table. Money is all changed up. Motherfuckers done lost count. Motherfuckers mad as hell.
Whipping them.
That's it. That's it. So they in there trying to count money, all of a sudden they getting hit and whooped and beat on and shit. He did. He
Howard
did.
Shah, you know he's by himself doing this.
He by himself doing it. He come up in there with all them. I don't need no help, motherfucker. What the fuck y'all doing, man?
Because he wasn't giving the people, they wasn't giving the people the truth.
That's
That's why
right.
they call them thieves. I got a quick precept for that. Isaiah 55 and 2. "Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?" All right? "And your labor for that which satisfieth not. Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness."
The
Right?
scriptures are good. The scriptures give you the bread. This is the bread of life. This is the water that Yahweh Shah was breaking down for the bitch by the well. That is like, yo, this is the living water. This knowledge or this understanding is what's gonna get you through all this dumb shit. But
you had Yahweh Shah himself on the scene, and all they did was start to spread it.
That's right.
You know?
Come. So this is what I'm saying. So you people don't have a clue as to what y'all done did and who y'all got coming back now. He came back lowly then. He ain't coming back lowly this time around. This is full bore in the sufficiency of his glory and his power.
Came back around. Matthew 13 and 41. "The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them that do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth." So if you're not fit, you're going to be removed.
That's right.
All right? Meaning, ultimately, you wasn't written in the book of life.
Off top. But like I said, if you're part of it, like you can't write yourself out. And if you aren't part of it, like you can't write yourself in. but you can be doing what you're supposed to do to the best of your ability. Go ahead, Alfred.
This is Jeremiah 4:7. The lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
Read it again.
Like the brother said, he's not coming lowly anymore. So this is Jeremiah 4:7. The lion has come up from his thicket.
Okay, so here we go. You got a Wild Kingdom motherfucking TV program. All right? Now, it said the lion to come from his thicket. So what you got? You got a lion in here. Here he come now. I'm looking to kill some shit now, this time around. You know, he looking to kill some shit this time around. Go ahead. He say, so he coming up out the thicket. He done come through here. Because he say he gonna come like a thief. So he gonna creep up on your ass. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be creeping up on your ass. But the ones that ain't looking, he gonna be creeping on your ass. Go ahead.
And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
So the destroyer of the Gentiles. So now you got Gentiles, actual so-called Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, Islam, but then you got Gentiles in the mindset. You got these fucking Israelites that are hooked to them. They go get the same placement as the Gentiles, so they hook together with them. Go ahead.
He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate.
So he done gone forth from his place now. The Lord done sent Yahweh Shai back. He's sending them back. All right, hey, you gone on down there and handle it. Holy, what? I'm gone.
Wait,
I'm gone. Woo. We all to the races. Yo, Mike, round them up. We out of here, man. We get ready to go through, get this shit on. It's on. Go ahead.
and thy city shall be laid waste without an inhabitant.
Hey, what did David say? Anything that pissed against the wall, he was killing when he showed up. Okay? David said anything that pissed against the wall, he was coming back and he was getting ready to slay. What mindset do you think your house shall go be in?
Because if you by that mindset, then they say David was a man after the Most High.
That's hard.
So if the Most High loved David and his son was in the same mindset of the father, what mindset do you think he in? A mindset of violence, judgment.
That's right.
Right? He ain't coming back cotton candy and lollipop.
No, man. It's almost like that movie Taken, when old boy got on the phone and said, I got a particular skill set. I got a particular skill set. Now, if you let her go, I won't look for you. I won't hunt you down. I won't kill you. But if you don't, I will hunt you down. I will find you and I will kill you. That's Revelation 7 right there. He said, hey, those two, I'm going to hunt you down and I'm going to kill your ass personally.
Right? He's not wolf tick. You have motherfuckers, they got super soldiers. What's that movie?
Universal Soldier.
Like that, then they got the Born Identity.
Right.
Where they fuck with a person's mind.
Yeah, flip a switch on them.
He can do all this shit. He can train too.
Oh,
you know?
you had that in you had that movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davis, where she was a trained killer and shit and whatnot. She had been suppressed, but then something clicked inside of her. All of a sudden, she able to use this knife like this, doing all this other kind of stuff. Then she threw the motherfucking knife, and it stuck in the damn thing. It was like, and the knife doing this on the back end. It was like, and everybody like, damn, bitch.
They call those sleeping.
Yeah, sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not a spoil, by the way. It's just a little clip. But you know, the monster's a man flock. He called the guy. He activated him. He said something pi 07. He said, "This is me on command." Then he told him a certain person that he walked in his house and he just shot him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's that movie with I think it was with Denzel, Syrian candidate.
Okay.
Got that phone call. It's like, then his ass woke up and started hitting shit.
Right.
We gonna get that phone call.
That's the
Fuck that phone call. Y'all
144,000.
getting.
That's what we looking for.
We gonna be like this. Bam! You just shoot some lasers out your head.
Brother Yohanna had a dream. He said niggas ran into his house and he just started killing. Took all type of knives and started killing.
you know, not every brother is mighty and can fight, but the Lord got to put that spirit in.
Oh,
It
some,
even tells you that in the scripture that the weakest among you shall be like King David. Hey, but that shows you, man, that the prophets of old are no soft and what's that word I'm looking for? Feminine men.
They wasn't effeminate. They wasn't effeminate. As a matter of fact, when the prophet showed up, did you come in peace? Did you come in peace? Or are you bringing death and destruction with you? Is death and destruction coming with you?
read this one for me.
This Psalms 144, verse 1. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
That's real. Hey, the Lord is going to activate some brothers, bro. I'll be right beside. It's just going to be on, man. You ain't going to stop.
You got 144 that's part of that fucking killing school, man.
Yeah, that guy in Africa, I forget the dude's name. Guy in Africa, and the government basically cut him up because he was healing people, and he could actually regenerate. And they cut him up. They tried to figure it out, and then I think one of his dying words was, "There's more coming like me." So,
Right.
He says, since you keep killing me, I'm gonna stay. But later on, it's more of them like me, and there's too many of us to stop.
Yeah, 'cause what was it when they came after Yahweh Shai? You know, Simon Peter, he drew his sword and cut off the ear of Malchus. You know, because the prophets, hey man, they're ready, man. You know, they're ready, but they're just waiting. Hey, like how we started off in the book of what was it, Zephaniah 8:3 or 3:8. I forgot. They say that you know, basically vengeance is of the Lord's. We gotta wait until Yahweh Shai comes back.
Exactly. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing of our own nutrition. We ain't doing nothing on our own. Everything is gonna be led by Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. That's what we're waiting on. He said, wait for him to rise up to the plate. But once he rises up to the plate, officials are gonna get turned into hunters.
King David, he was a man of war. He had so much blood in his hands he couldn't even build the house of the Lord.
That's it, exactly. hey, what was that Scarlett Johansson in the fucking thing when he said, when she was talking to Loki, he said, your blood, your ledger is dripping with blood. David got a motherfucking blood. His ledger is, he put out the book on David. Blood, baby.
shit, they got that Count Dracula movie they made, the good one.
Yeah, that was an Israelite too.
That was look. Half of that they got that. They based all that shit off King David. He was just going. They say what Saul slayed tens of thousands, David slayed what hundreds of thousands.
No. Saying thousands and David tens of thousands. And then Saul got and jealousy got his ass on that. They talking about David seen tens of thousands.
They showed you interaction with that in that movie. He just walked into that crowd and bodies was dropping, man.
That's it.
That's what's gonna happen again.
Maccabee said the battle isn't given to whoever got more in number, but it's who the Lord chooses to win.
That's right. Period. And that is so true. It don't matter because, like you said, he's gonna lift up the lowly. Like you said, the lowly is gonna become like David. And a small is gonna be like a god. Okay, so when you think of a god, think of Kal-El. That's Superman, because that's what it means. All power.
I got another. This Job 5:20. It says in famine. I'll start at 19. Slide. It says he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee. Again, what's that 7 for? Completion.
Right.
It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Like in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So hey, when in the wars, the Lord's gonna, if he activates you, well, he just guides you around these things, man. He can go deliver us from the famine. See, a lot of you, that famine is gonna grip you people, man.
Right.
That famine is close. It says, thou shalt be healed from the scourge of the tongue. So all these lies that they're going to try to get on the news and propagate, all this hearsay and these fucking accusations, all this bullshit they make up. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. So hey, when we see these cities get spoiled, You see these troops, hey, the men of the Lord ain't going to be afraid.
Nope. And see, like I said, he said they're going to be martyrs. Okay, he says that as well. But when Stephen gave the scalding of the Pharisees and the Sadducees on the spot and read the riot act to him, he did that shit in boldness. They stoned him. He didn't even feel it. It don't say, we don't talk about him being in anguish. He was focused on the Lord. He saw Yahweh Shai standing on the right hand of Yahweh as they stoned him. But he read them the riot act. Okay? Don't give. And the scripture tells us, don't worry about what you're going to say in that day, because guess what? That's going to be your faith getting you through that. Even if you're going into death, that's going to be your faith going to get you through that. Hey, some scripture says there's nothing greater than the what? Basically give your life to your brother. Look, the Lord gave his life for us. And this is why we wicked motherfuckers. Okay? He said, scarcely will a man give his life for a righteous man. But in our wickedness, the Lord did it anyway.
It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So
That's a hell of a spirit to be in. Destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Really, ponder that.
There will be no smiles in that day, except for the righteous.
Exactly. But you say you ponder that, but ponder it. But look at what happened. Well, like I said, that movie, I can't think what it is. True Romance or whatever it might have been. When old boy gave the riot act about the Italians being who they were, when he realized he was gonna die, he didn't want the square first, but then they went on to get. He said, "Yeah, let me get that square." And he rolled him the riot act, told him that how Hannibal had came over the mountain, changed the whole landscape. Blonde hair, blue eye turned into brown eyes and brown hair, because them Moors fucked so much that they changed the whole landscape. And he was telling an Italian how he became an Italian. He read him the riot act. You go, I'm dying anyway. Let me die with a blaze of glory. I'm gonna tell you about yourself, you punk motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's it. Boldness. That's why the Lord give you a scripture like he don't give the spirit of fear. That's why he give you that boldness, so you can understand. When you reading him to riot out and they put your ass to death, that could wind up being a test. Don't fold. I may pull you out the middle of that shit.
Right there, get your ass out.
Hey, you read them to riot act, my boy going out like a gangster. Get your ass up out of here, boy. That's what I needed to see.
It's Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison,
There you go.
that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
So guess what? Okay, you faithful in the death. Hey, that can pop off. But guess what? Okay, so you died for everything, had a chance to flip. But guess what? So the Captain Lee, so the Elder Nate, you got men that go be like, yeah, yo, my nigga. That's all I was waiting on. Got my boy here, boy. We good to go. He like, oh shit. Hey man, am I magic stuff or am I glowing? Yeah, you glowing, dog. You good. You good right now.
And like what Pops was mentioning, in the scripture, it's all in red, so it's Yahweh Shai speaking. It said that it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. So he gave an amount of time, all the time or days you'll be there, but no matter, it could lead to your death, or I don't know, like the Pops was mentioning, something might happen where the Lord might lead it away where you could escape, right?
Well, look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent them into a flame. They said, look, no matter what you doing, dog, we ain't worshiping that gold God. Now, we ain't even going to be careful about how we going to talk to you right now. I ain't cutting my tongue. I ain't going to soft pedal this.
He didn't trim their words.
They didn't trim it. I ain't looking for love. You going to do what you going to do. My God can get me out of it. But if he don't, he don't. But
We ready for both.
but fuck you and that gold guard you made.
We ready for
Let me
both.
melt that motherfucker down and make a change.
Hey, we ready for both, man. Whether you want to put us to death, hey, shit, I don't even want to be here. I'm just here to serve the Lord. But the thing is, if you put me to death, then you put.
Hey, that precious is.
I'm gonna be-
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna be right back.
Hold on.
That's the same mindset Paul had, but it was more needful for him to be here to do the work.
Exactly. You. Hold on. It's a crime for me to kill myself. I can't do that. But you go put me to death, and I profess in the Lord and His Son while you doing this. Run that, dog. Run that.
He said home is right.
Right.
This is the book of Judges 16. I'm going to start at 24. And it says, and when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God had delivered into our hands our enemy, and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And it came to pass when their hearts were merry, that they said, call for Samson. And then they made make us sport. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport, and they set him between the pillars. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillar whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport. So Samson, he knew that it was that time, man. You know, but there were so many Philistines, all right, you damn Africans. They were just looking at him, man. They were just looking at him just for sport.
They make us fun of him. Is this the motherfucker that was killing us? That was beating us down? Is this the motherfucker that took a jawbone of our ass and slayed 1,000 of us in one fucking sitting? This motherfucker? Yeah, this one. Go ahead, finish reading it.
It says, verse 28, and Samson called unto the Lord and said, O Lord, Yahweh, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O power, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, of one with his right hand, and of the other with his left. And Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon the lords and upon all those people that were therein. So the dead which he slew in his death were more than they which he slew in his life.
In his whole lifetime.
To make a quick point on that, even in Samson's affliction, they had took his eyes, they was making sport of him, he still did what? He called on the Lord.
That's right.
All right? He called on the Lord gave him that strength to get his revenge on them damn heathens.
One last time here, do it. One last time. Took their ass out, and he killed more. So he killed more in one sitting than he had in all those different times, all those different things. So more than that 1,000, where he killed 1,000 motherfuckers at one time with a jawbone of the ass, more than when he split the motherfucking lion's mouth open and whatnot, and came back through that later on, and there was bees was in the motherfucking making honey and shit, and all that. Samson did more in one sitting than he had in his entire lifetime. And we serve what? And y'all want to worship who? Y'all want to worship some soft motherfuckers, and the Lord that we dealing with is talking about you putting motherfuckers to death. The scripture said that the slain of the Lord shall be many.
One end of to another.
the blood shall rise up to that of the horse's bridle. Where do y'all get off when? Well, I don't understand where you Israelites get off wanting to share your fucking kingdom with these oppressors that done had your ass under their thumb even to this day, man.
Or telling Jake, there ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble. That's what IUIC is doing. Right? You pushing away, pushing what's the scripture, pushing far off the day of the Lord.
That's right.
You only set yourself up.
Yeah, well, he pushing it off because he got his consolation on his side.
You gotta be faith.
That's it. He's a motherfucking detective, and he's a millionaire. Nate.
They got major money.
Yeah, he's a police officer, he's a detective. But then he also
Money he's making off IUIC.
Yeah, he's doing all these trips, doing all this shit.
The money that Esau be paying them too.
Yeah, because you can easily make six figures as a cop. You know, they start Chicago police. After about 6 months, you go up to $72,000 now.
Don't join, brother. I saw that little
Hey,
guy.
look, he was thinking, he's like,
He's like, oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah, there are plenty of cops, man, that put a couple extra hours here and there. So you and whatnot, and make 6 figures. They make 72 as a base. With the overtime and whatnot, they get 6 figures easy.
And the drugs they be selling.
That's it. Hey, no, you ain't lying about that, because I know a motherfucking cop and whatnot, and he was one of the biggest dope boys in the fucking neighborhood. I was like, Earl Digby is a what? Hell yeah. Don't give a fuck. Fuck Earl Digby. Shit. Earl Digby is a what? All the motherfucking drugs he sold up there on 93rd Street and Clyde, up in that area. Yo, fuck.
Y'all brothers played GTA San Andreas, right?
San Andreas? Yeah. I know about it.
Oh, nah. But there's a nigga named Officer Tenpenny. That nigga was a demon, man. You know, cool. Yeah, 2/3 cool. He was a police officer as well. Just fucking with Jason the street, setting them up and all types of shit. That's how a lot of these police officers are.
Yeah.
It's crazy they write that into a video game that's played by millions because they know.
That's it. Because that was the truth. They know it. They know it. They know it. They know it. You know, they put it in the movie. That was the movie with Al Pacino, Serpico.
Oh, yeah. All them.
All them motherfuckers was corrupt. They wrote, that was a hell of a movie. That was one of Al Pacino's best motherfucking roles. Serpico, old movie. Came out in the 70s or early 80s or something like that. Yeah, old movie. Yeah, dirty ass motherfucking cop. Set them up. Hey, look at the Maggie Gangster. All the motherfucking cops that were dirty in that motherfucker. That's it. So that's what I said. So America was built on motherfucking deceit and lies, dope, drugs, the whole deal. All that shit was part of the game. They showed you that in fucking what was that? The Godfather put that motherfucking heroin over there with the motherfucking them niggas. They animals anyway. Good, read.
There's the book of Psalms 1:1. Blessed the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. And because one way to make it in this world is to sell out. And you got to sell out in order to make it in this society. You got to be wicked as hell.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Yeah, give me Psalm 73.
Hey man, but hey, if you're going and seeking after Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai, you're going after life, man. All right, holding on to this world is only temporary. All right, the wealth that you got, all right, the wealth that you got, the women that you got, the cars that you got, the houses you got, the whatever environment you have where you're in a comfortable position is all gonna go away, man.
Yep. But see, our people saw the wealth that these motherfuckers was getting and wanted part of it. And Ice-T even said that in the motherfucking song Hustle. New Jack Hustle. Where they talking about turn the needy into the greedy with cocaine. My success became speedy and whatnot. He said, I got a capitalist migraine. They showed him this shit and he only knew one way to get it. They put the drugs in the neighborhood and that's where he went to. Read that.
Psalm 73:1. Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish.
You was
but I-
envious at the foolish. You don't have no love for the childless. You don't have no for the widows. This, that, and the other. Basically, it's us because our husband was gone. Our Shada was gone from us. So you didn't have no mercy for us. Okay. So we was a widow. Our husband had died to us. Okay. So go ahead, read.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked,
So he saw the prosperity of the wicked. Okay? And so what did they do? So they built the project, they put motherfuckers in there in the 60s and whatnot, the late 60s and whatnot, and let you have 2-income families and the whole deal. Then they came out with Superfly.
when did they take the father out?
They took the father out in the early 70s. Superfly dropped. And when they dropped Superfly, they also put in place the motherfucking limited income. Okay? So we had to move out of the project. That was one of the reasons that we wound up coming out of the project. Because my dad was a foreign auto mechanic. My mama was a seamstress at a furniture company that was on the west side called Interior Craft that made custom furniture. They made too much money. So we had to leave. So the project then turned into the real project. Let's see what happens when we put motherfuckers that are broke on top of each other. And the motherfuckers went to the crab mentality. Motherfuckers trying to get up out of there. Oh, you coming? You know, acting like that, motherfucker. You don't get a chance to leave. You don't get a chance to go out. Motherfuckers selling drugs to their own female cousins and shit. The bitch go get high anyway. She might as well get it from me. Demon.
Hey, the rapper Jay-Z, I think he got a song, he was talking about selling it to his mama.
See what I'm saying?
That nigga super deep.
So that's what I'm saying, man. You motherfuckers don't understand the dynamics that this Edomite done played y'all in, and now you got y'all played into the motherfucking corner. That the same people or the same grandchildren of people that was part of the Tuskegee Institute shit and everything else are the same people that you believe in now. As you take their medical advice. And they didn't major in medicine when they was in school.
They believe these people love them.
Love. Hey, they saying love. They should be saying blood.
One scripture more to them than trust in Egypt.
That's right. Whatever y'all got going out.
It's Proverbs 3 and 31. It says, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Envy not the oppressor. Envy not the oppressor. So, when y'all was hearing all these slave movies, and y'all think they couldn't figure out how to say master. They wasn't trying to say the word master. They were saying master, oppressor. That word master means oppressor in the Hebrew. Master. M-A-S-S-A, master. Oppressor. They were saying master. They wasn't saying master. It wasn't broken English. They were saying it correctly in Hebrew. Master. Oppressor. So they had it right. They knew exactly what the fuck they were saying. Because that's who it is. But our people now don't understand who their oppressor is. They go to him for everything.
You're fully indoctrinated.
That's right. They go to him for everything now. Go ahead, Al. Whatever you got.
Yeah, now they just put in the movies. I believe it was 12 Years a Slave.
Yep.
They were about to hang him, and he said he was cursing out the Edomite and cursing out Jake at the same time. He said, if you rather work for your oppressors, he's like, I'd rather just die.
Yeah.
You know, and then you also had that movie Black Panther. While he Killmonger, when he was about to die, he said the dude, the Chadwick, the Black Panther, he told him, I can help you, I can help you heal you. He said, why would I want to heal you? Why would I want you to heal me? So you can put me in a cell? He said, no, I'm ready to die, just like how my ancestors, they'll jump off the boats because they knew death was better than slavery.
They in the right spirit. Shit, you got fucking Black, he's the real villain.
Yeah.
All right, you supposed to take this shit over. And you got Magneto, he was in the right spirit. You have Thanos, he was in the right spirit.
You know, Professor X, all them niggas was the real villain.
Yeah, they was
Boule ass.
they was the Boule.
Gatekeeper.
They were the Boule motherfuckers, exactly. Like you
Pacify
said.
your ass.
That's it. Magneto was in the right mindset. What was her name? Ella out of Ragnarok. She was quoting Howard Shot. My people don't know me. I hear my people don't know me.
What's that dude name on what's that dude name on DC? He act just like they made him like Yahweh Shah on DC.
Okay.
Apocalypse. Apocalypse is Marvel. Right?
It was in a new DC movie.
You talking about the new Superman?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I know what
Dark
you're talking about.
Side.
Okay, yeah, Dark
Yeah,
Side.
Dark Side. He came in. He said, "I've conquered planet after planet." He said, "These people are the wicked." You know?
Damn. It's the newest Superman?
Yeah, check it out.
All right, check it out. I ain't seen it.
But this is what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand. These elites know who they are. They know who we are. Even Trayvon Green of fucking Golden State Warriors even said, we don't know who we are. These whites know who we are. They don't know who we are. Yeah, Trayvon said that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a sit down. A brother put together some scriptures and whatnot. He went into Eddie Griffin having on the name of Yahweh on his shirt. Okay, he had on the name of Yahweh. Some other things was going on, and Trayvon was breaking down how the fact that these whites know who we are. Our problem is we don't know who we are. So he was saying basically,
You want to say it without saying it.
right. He was basically saying the fact that, like I said, you know, these billionaire boys clubs that's got us all working for them, and we millionaires, they know who we are. Our problem is we don't know who we are and whatnot. Because they were saying because he had something with Lamar Odom. He had the clothing line with the white hair and whatnot, the weird eyes on the T-shirt years ago.
They have so much symbolism on TV. That's a ritual in itself by putting it in your face. But they had in Candyman they had Yahweh Shai. But in another movie they also had Yahweh Shai. They just put it straight like that. You know, and they had to cancel X-Men because they were showing the MRDs, which is the martial law, the troops going after the mutants, man.
Right.
You know, and that represents us.
Yep.
I gotta go back and watch that. X, the one talking about the one from the 90s, the originals. I gotta go back and watch
Oh, they
that.
put a lot of shit in that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then the one in 2011, they cut that off as well.
I didn't see that one. I saw we got that damn song to come on the intro. Yeah, y'all know that one.
Right. Whatever y'all got, read.
I'm gonna go back to that Psalm 73. It says, Psalm 73 and 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." Because you look at these motherfuckers, they got everything. Of course, Jake, you want to live, so you go like, look. Now you go, hey, so how do I get this? How do I? Well, you can sell out, you can sell some drugs, you can do this. Yeah, you can't be don't try to be like us though, unless you're gonna be wicked.
Right? Well, or like I said, or we'll give you a movie career, or we give you a record deal, and this, that, and the other. But then you're gonna have some shit in the background that you're gonna be like they was laughing at Kanye West in the back of a limo when he was serving his fucking
Ribs on the knees and shit.
Yeah. To this white motherfucker.
Oh, we'll let you dribble this basketball in our league. You got to put this dress on.
Right.
Said, nigga, Westbrook.
Yeah.
So they had them toe the line, pushing the agenda. They got LeBron James pushing the zombie juice.
Right.
So yeah, he making money, but you still got to push our agenda and our mindset.
Right.
It says, "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." When these people die, they don't have anything holding them back. They don't have no financial obligations. Hell, they can afford a funeral. Jake, you can't even afford a goddamn funeral, man.
That's it. Hey, everybody got to scrape up money to bury your ass.
It says they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Well, now they're starting to catch it, but for a long time they wasn't even catching it.
Yeah.
For a long time they wasn't catching it. Now they just starting to catch this shit. And like I said, and they haven't been nowhere close to what we done been through. Motherfuckers already overdosing, jumping out of windows and shit.
Can't handle it.
That's
Can't
it.
psyche.
They ain't
They
built for
used
this
to
shit.
being on Easy Street.
Right.
You know, Jake the victims of shit.
That's it.
Houses and roaches, not having nothing to eat. You know, all kinds of shit.
That's it. Exactly. Exactly.
Esau break up with his wife. He got shit. She could just go take half the fortune. He still got like 2-3 billion. Shit. You guys are smoke with him. It says, therefore pride compasseth them. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. But see, they walk up and down the street like they did no wrong, man.
Well, they walk up and down, not the street, they walk up and down the world like they ain't did no wrong. They go into other motherfuckers' countries. They get them on the payroll by giving them X amount of phony ass fiat. Get them to sell out their country, take their resources. Then when the motherfucker figure it out and able to go buy gold and all this other kind of stuff in the background and say we gonna put our money on the gold stand and y'all gotta have that to be able to deal with it, they kill his ass. They kill his ass. Say no, motherfucker, for we have to come up with gold. We gonna put our money in your motherfucking system and kill you. Look what they do to Haiti. Old boy decided he didn't want to go for the fucking tiger venom. No, motherfucker, no. Now everybody over there getting a snake bite.
It says their eyes stand out with fatness.
Fatness. Look, fatness. Motherfuckers got houses like these fucking buildings like this, man. They got houses like this. They got so many of them that they ain't able to live in all of them all at the same time. So you got houses built like motherfucking built like apartment buildings on the lakefront. They got houses like this, and they got servant quarters and shit in it. And the servants live in it, just keeping it all maintained. But when they decide they want to get around to it,
Stupid money.
that's how they living, man.
Jake get around it or somehow come in contact and see that, guess what? They want it.
That's it.
And they do whatever it takes. Hey, to be done.
Hey, that's what Chris Rock was talking about when he said Oprah got real money. And Oprah ain't got real money compared to the trillionaire. But he thought he got around Oprah and said she had real money. Okay?
He a millionaire. Oprah got a billion.
She's billion.
Yeah.
She's billion. Michael Jordan is behind her in wealth as far as so-called black people. And he's like worth 2.2 billion, and he's behind her. And
He a big dude.
yeah, I remember I remember in the 80s when she started selling out. When that fat bitch came in talking about you can get to God all kinds of ways. It might be more than one way to get to God. I was like, okay, this bitch that went off the far end and shit. But yeah, I remember when she did that shit. I was like, because I was watching it. When she said that shit, I was like, look at this bitch. She done lost it. And that was when you knew. That was when you knew. I wasn't in the truth, but that's when I wasn't. What she was saying wasn't lining up in my spirit. I was like, this bitch done lost her mind. And when I wasn't the first one did the diet do it. She had lost so much weight one girl. I wanted the diet that fried her brain.
My brain up.
Yeah.
He ain't saying nothing but what the scripture. What did it say to you? How you worship me? You can have all this and this kingdoms in the world and this riches and all that.
And that's what she did.
And that's what she did.
She went all out. She went all out, G. Go ahead, Al.
It says their eyes stand out with fat sockets. They have more than heart to wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Y'all wasn't slaves. Y'all was addicted servants. Y'all volunteered for this.
You made a choice to come here. It was good for you.
Yeah. You were looking and moving back over there in the jungle.
Civilized.
No, we civilized. Motherfucker, that wasn't us that was looking and moving. That was the fucking Africans. That wasn't us. When you came over there, y'all able to find us because we were walking around with clothes on. We had them laws. We understood that shit.
Yeah, the Reuben, they said that they made them seem like they were savages. You know, when they were all decked out in gold, wearing garments and everything, man. But hey, that's really them. The real savages is you damn Edomites, man.
Right.
They give you a reason. They portray a reason why they should attack you.
That's right.
Like,
They
9/11.
justify.
Like 9/11.
That's it. They justify. We brought understanding and clarity to the land. Civilization. You civilized your pocket by coming in and fucking taking our shit.
They set their mouth against the heavens, and that's us.
That's us.
And their tongue walking through the earth. all that wicked,
Democracy.
Yep.
Democracy brings homosexuality, motherfucking pedophilia, effeminate spirit, usury, ignoring of the land Sabbath, all that. You brought all that. You brought all that. So guess what? The world now is in a place where you can't grow stuff. Okay, you gotta eat genetically modified organisms, and that shit just had your ass hungry after 20 minutes or so. It's like no matter what you sit down and eat, it's like no matter what you sit down and eat, you like you done had a Chinese meal or some shit.
Ain't no nutrients, like you're saying.
I was remember at work, I think yesterday at work I ate a salad with some chicken. Literally 10 minutes later, I was like, what the fuck? I'm still hungry. This food is not. They don't have the nutrients they had back then.
You got deers that now eat meat because they can't get the nutrients from the plants no more.
That's right. Well, of course not. They'd have rained down on it with all this shit from the fucking sky. They'd have killed all the nutrients in the shit. And I remember saying this some years ago. I used to ride the train, the Blue Line, going out to, when I first started out there at the airport. I used to ride the train every day, going and coming on the Blue Line. And I would sit, face my back, going north to the thing, because I used to like to look down and look at this garden that I would pass. It'd be up there between Damon and Weston. Okay, so it wasn't between Damon and Weston, it was between Weston and California. It was right there, Latino neighborhood. You look down there, this motherfucker had a backyard that was a full-fledged garden. Fruit, vegetables, all this. A couple big ass sunflowers and whatnot, the big yellow plants and whatnot, all that. Nice, it looked nice. I come through that one rip and it was out there heavy ass rain and all that shit looked like it was sick. After that, never saw him go to the shit. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was like, damn. Because after a while, when I started driving, every now and then I had a problem with my car or whatever, and I wound up having to go back on the train. And I was sick there and I looked. And I looked for that yard and I was like, damn, he said, fuck this shit. The rain killed his garden.
Right? After it rains, you look at your car, it's all dusty and dirty. Come on.
The rain killed his garden, and I remember that year. I was probably about 3 years in the truth. The rain killed his shit, and he never brought it back out. So they don't appreciate nothing. They don't follow nothing. And because they go clean contrary to these scriptures and the ways that the Israelites was laid out, that's why I said no flesh would be saved. That's why Yahweh Shai is going to be sent back here. Because this Edomite would kill off everything. He sprays the same motherfucking air he's got to breathe. That's it. Exactly. Whatever you got, man. Read.
It says, therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to him. Because he gets to enjoy the fatness of the earth. He gets to enjoy everything. Even though he's killing it, he'll still take the best of it for himself.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Hey, you know what? That beef that's raised the way it's supposed to be, or he's eating that shit. Okay? That non-genetically modified shit. You know, we get the so-called organic. He gets the real shit. He'll eat that real shit for himself. Okay? He'll get that. He'll eat that grass-fed beef, grass-fed cow, grass-fed goat, whatever.
They even have, I was around these Edomites, they had water in glass bottles imported from Italy, house full of it. That's all they drink.
Right.
So they
get the real
they know
shit.
the importance of that shit. You know?
Right, exactly.
That farmer that came up to the mine and was telling us like, yeah, the shit that we sell, that's in the front yard, but the real shit, we talking about all the pesticides and seeds, like our beef, we don't give it none of that shit. We keep that shit behind the house for us.
I
I'll be thinking sometimes like, cause you'll see some tall ass Edomites, some tall Edomites with muscle in, and you'll see Jake small, kind of feeble. That's because they give us nothing but bullshit ass food. You know, if we were to get the real nutrients, we would have been big, tall, buff as hell.
Look. When we was eating real shit back in the day, we didn't need no motherfucking roids and shit. Niggas was getting big, just pump their iron and eat.
Fucking calisthenics, all
Exactly. Herschel Walker didn't even pump iron. He did push-ups. He was doing like 1,500 push-ups and like 2,000 sit-ups. Motherfucker, he wasn't doing them in one move, but he was doing them in sets of like 100 or 150. Go through 1,500 sit-ups. That's what you be doing? But hey. So by the time he got down to Georgia, and whatnot, that's where you got that saying, that nigga cornfield. That's where that saying came from. Them boys down there, down south like that back in the day when I was young, motherfuckers be 18, 19 years old, they'd walk behind the motherfucking tractor and picked up them 150-pound bales of hay all day, and all they did was pick these motherfuckers up. They get these motherfuckers with one hand, throwing them up on the motherfucking shit, walking in behind them balers and shit. By the time they get down there and they playing ball, man, they line up and do some shit, grab my fucking throw his ass. Yo, like, whoa.
He just tossed his ass. You thought he would have got tackled. He just said,
I think he's also against our masculinity, man. He's trying to weaken us.
Exactly. How you gonna take a motherfucker like Ted Cruz and get him to be your spokesperson for toxic masculinity?
They said Edomite groped and robbed, man.
He said that. Oh, he said that.
He tried to press
He
charges.
said that.
He ain't knock his head off.
No,
Big
Peter.
ass.
Hey, Peter. Since you said it, he said that. They posed that question to Michael John White. Michael John White said they know better. He said it was.